We had company over at the Shivers household tonight, and they were here longer than I expected them to be. And I had this call set up with Josh Sharp and Zach Sharp, which will be episode 179 shortly of Coast2Coast Pinball. And I wanted them to leave, and they kept wanting to play my pinball machines. Pinball machines are magnets for people who don't want to leave. And normally I want to be an ambassador of pinball, but tonight I just wanted to record my podcast. So here we are, episode 179. Let's go. Welcome to Coast2Coast Pinball. My name is Nate Shivers, podcast commentary, out of quarters, yada, yada, yada. Thanks for joining us. We've got both Sharp brothers tonight. This is sort of in preparation for Pinburg, also Replay FX. I'm doing a seminar with all three of the Sharps, with Roger, Josh, and Zach. Tonight, a gentleman who was in my house, friends of Teresa's, he broke my Skylab machine just from bad mojo. First it was a stuck flipper, then the game just stopped turning on, so that's what I get for letting someone touch my games. I don't want to be that guy. Usually I wish people would come and play my games. I'm sort of alone often in my pinball world here at home, but tonight I needed to get rid of them because I was trying to get a call set up with the Sharp brothers for this episode. Ed Robertson wearing off on me. Episode, maybe that's Adam Keisler rubbing off on me. I will say this about Canada, just brief tangent, because I can do that, it's my show. A lot of Canadian Facebook followers, emailers, etc., etc., etc. So I need to get up to Canada more, apparently. So we'll have to work on that in the future. Anyway, let's jump right into this month's episode of Sharpshooting with not just Josh Sharp, but Zach as well, which is a lot of fun. Pretty loose conversation here, not super structured. We jump around from a bunch of different topics. I think I opened last night's show 178 talking about how busy I've been. I was also very busy today and didn't get to properly prepare my outline of notes and subject matter for the Sharp brothers, but it was fine. It worked out great. All's fair in love and pinball, as they say. So here we go.
Sharp shooting.
Welcoming back to Coast2Coast Pinball. Not just one, but two Sharp brothers, Josh Sharp, Zach Sharp. How are you guys doing tonight?
Tired.
Zach's tired.
Yeah, about the same. The same. Tired.
Different reasons.
Completely different reasons.
Completely different.
Just busy setting grand champion scores on pinball machines all around.
Yeah, Zach had an enormous amount of time as my kids would not go to bed tonight to attack my games in the basement as much as he could.
Zach, have you had some time on The Walking Dead and with the new code updates? I think that's what you were playing, wasn't it?
I played a couple games on it, and yeah, I'm still trying to learn the new rules, but it's definitely more fun.
It is more fun to you. You think it's better?
Yeah. A lot more single ball play, which is fun, with the modes and some of the crazy stuff. Josh has a premium, so I'm trying to still understand the walker bombs and the punch it, as I like to call it.
So that brings up a really good point right off the bat, because we see this with Metallica and Crank It Up too. You're sort of forced, if you want to go for some of the biggest points in these new games, to play one ball and not just multi-ball all day long. What are your thoughts on that? You like that as a player? What about for tournament play? Is that a good trend?
I prefer, I think back in the day, pre-ball saves, multi-ball used to be a big frickin' deal, right? So, Addams Family, you start multi-ball, and that's, almost fist pump worthy of, okay, something good can happen. And you might have, one shot at, the jackpot, and with no ball save, you might never get another chance to do that again. And you fast forward, 10, 15 years later, and, every multi-ball is every shot's lit, and you can't make the jackpots worth too much because, you have a ball saver for 20 seconds. So it really sort of, to me, dials down the intensity of the moment. And I think that's really been lost. When you look at even a game like Twilight Zone that has some ball savers, in the regular multi-ball, if you can knock it into that piano, you feel really good about that one shot. Whereas, if you took that same multi-ball in Twilight, it's okay, every shot's 5 million, and play as long as you can. It sort of, makes it less impactful for me. So a lot of the impactful high anxiety stuff for me comes in single ball play modes. And, Lyman does a lot of that. Keith has done that. I like the Family Guy TV Wizard mode
Yeah.
is a really fun moment where you get stuff going. I don't know. Zach, any other good moments?
Yeah, I mean, even though the game is kind of repetitive but scared stiff, the stiffometer, just
Yeah.
that single ball pressure, kind of do or die in that moment.
I saw you at Papa this year just blow up Creature from the Black Lagoon. And that's a game that even when I get to multi-ball, I feel like I'm always just on the edge of death at all points. Like, what do you work better with that pressure? Do you find that ups your game, or is that just as stressful for you?
No, I love the pressure. I feel like that's usually when I'm most awake and focused, is like when my back's against the wall, personally.
Yeah, you're better than I am.
Well, that could be argued as opinion. However, there is this website at ifpapinball.com.
That's crap. That's nothing.
Oh, really? Sorry.
rigged.
So let's do a quick check-in right now of the World Pinball Player Rankings, shall we? Of I guess the three of us, since I'm here too. Coming in number 4 in the world is Mr. Zach Sharp, 4th. Josh, where are you? Oh, here you are.
I'm
15th.
15th.
Hey,
I feel like I'm
you
moving
went
up.
up.
But not bad for not playing.
That's not bad. Just rewriting the rules and you move up.
Yeah.
It's great. And I'm following at 1708. And it's great. So 17.
Top 2000. That's bad, Shivers.
I'm trying.
Oh, before I forget, I listened to your podcast on the drive-in this morning from yesterday, and you mentioned while you were poo-pooing on Popeye that you talked, and I don't know how this has gotten around, but you mentioned how it was a Bally game, and Bally did the licensed titles at that time or whatever, blah blah blah.
Yes.
That is not true.
It isn't true all the way across, but isn't it sort of the case?
No, it's not true.
Did it just break like that?
I believe, and it's something maybe you can
By
ask
the way,
my dad.
how would you know? Oh, yeah, your dad, sorry.
Right. But I believe it was next. It just always alternated on the line. So, even the wide bodies, like Demolition Man, licensed Williams.
You're right.
Star Trek, Next Generation, licensed Williams. Indiana Jones, licensed Williams. But there is that myth of you saying it, and I hear it all the time of oh yeah, no, Bailey did all the licensed games. Just ignore IPDB and all the licensed Williams games. Let's just not worry about that.
I hate being wrong.
Yeah, save that for the mailbag.
No, I was wrong about something else the other week, too, and I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me angry. Anyway.
I digress. Go ahead.
No, you're smarter than me. That's fine. So, okay. Let's forget about the rankings, this and that. Where did you guys finish in Pinburg last year? Because we are just inching closer to Pinburg right now.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, yours is much easier than mine.
I finished at my baby was due the following week.
Oh, that's right, you weren't there.
I watched from home.
Okay.
Josh got updates from me.
I knew that.
I'd say the highlight of my week or weekend was my crazy game on Harlem Globetrotters during the circuit final. And then
that made me want to kill myself.
And then everything went downhill after that. No,
you had a session 10.
Session 10, I was actually in a group with Adam Lefkoff, Julie Schober, and Brian Dominy, and I needed to do well to get in. I won the first game, which was CSI, killed Wizard, which was the second game. Third game was Adam's Family, so I thought it was in the bag. I had my start multi-ball fist pump, as Josh liked to say, and poo-pooed myself.
Oh boy.
And took a last on that. And then the last game was on Nitro Ground Shaker. And I think I got third or second, and I needed to end up getting first. I missed out by 1 point, or one win, whatever you want to call it.
I think I was getting text ball to ball from
Yes.
Zach and Lefkoff during the same time,
Against
just watching
each other.
watching them both can we just both make it? And I don't think either of them made it. Did Adam make it?
No, we
no,
both.
yeah, they both failed.
Technically, I won my group, or won my group, but none of us made it in. I tied for 25th. I think it was top 24 made it, so that was...
And that's on the second day we're talking about after you guys...
Yes.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
So that was extremely disappointing, and then I don't know if it's a highlight or a low light, or maybe it's both.
It's both.
But
listening to my show, thank you. Yes.
I know, you've made it, Nate. I am listening to your show. Zach Sharp endorses Coast to Coast.
That's fantastic.
I think I'm on episode 48 right now.
Oh, you poor soul. Jeez.
So highlights was playing in the consolation bracket, and my friend who lives in Hawaii, who was out there for the tournament, knocked me out on Cyclops.
Cyclops?
We randomly got drawn. We played Cyclops. He beat me.
Now, which one of you says that's your
loss.
favorite game?
We both do.
Both
Yeah,
of you? Okay.
it's both.
That's what.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so take me back. I've never been to Pinburg, and probably a lot of people listening to the show have never been to Pinburg. Zach Sharp, you go to Pinburg, you're one of the top players in the world, and you get paired up with random people on day one. What's that like for you, looking at this group?
After the signing of autographs.
Yeah, after everyone signs their autographs and you beat away the groupies, and you're like, hey man, I'm married.
I don't know. It's fun. To me, it's just like playing in League. I mean, I'm going up to random games. I'm hoping I have knowledge on said games I'm playing. Introduce the people I'm playing against. If they ask me for any strategy, I happily will give it, and I will gladly ask for help if there's a game I don't know. But usually Josh and I kind of meet up and talk amongst each other, like, oh, what game do you have? Like, how do you play Hocus Pocus? Like, and just kind of run through the, high-level strategy.
Do you feel that you intimidate other players when you get paired up?
I sure hope so. But no, I don't. To me, I don't think about that.
It happens. It's funny because we'll be in matches where it's like, oh, that dude already lost, and it's like you end up. It almost ends up like we end up playing better sometimes in those situations because I remember being in the reverse situation of like when we were kids, and it's like
freaking out.
I gotta play Lyman Sheets. Oh my god, I'm so freaking out, and then you put up like 150 million on attack from Mars, and Lyman never had to do anything anyway to beat you. That you just end up beating yourself. So having been in those shoes, it's easy to see because what people think is like, oh my god, this person's so good, he's definitely going to have a game that's a higher score than I've ever had in my life. So the pressure that you put on yourself that like instead of just playing your game and going for like an average decent score, they set these expectations of what they think they need to do to win, and then the wheels just fall off.
I would encourage those people, because I've been that person, to go back and look at some of the archives of Papa scores.
Yeah, I was just about to say, look at Papa finals. Wow, 12 million on Adam's Family got second.
Yeah, Circus Voltaire, 5 million. Like,
my nephew can do that.
The one thing that the videos have done is like, in our minds, it's like, oh my god, the final was amazing. We all toured on Adams. It's like, no, you didn't. You got 12 million and you got second place. It's like, oh, damn it, it was recorded.
Zach, we talked before Papa, correct?
Yeah,
we did. It was the lead up to Papa.
Oh, don't bring it up.
No, I'm going to bring it up. So, you had a tiebreaker to get into the finals with Mr. Robert Gagno.
I'm sorry, Nate. Zach just left.
I believe that probably.
Yep. The signal's cutting out.
And I was actually standing right there as this happened. You said, okay, I'm going to... who had choice first here? I guess Robert had the choice first.
Yeah.
And Josh said, jokingly, I think, wouldn't it be funny if he chooses position and not game? Because it was really what game are we going to choose? And you kind of looked at him and said, he wouldn't. Would he? Maybe. And then he did. And you chose Star Trek because you were playing great on Star Trek at the time. Do you own Star Trek?
I do.
You do own Star Trek, okay. And so Robert chose to go second. And walk us through the next few minutes.
I kind of black out when I think about that day. But no, I mean, it was definitely a fresh experience on it because it had the new code, which besides just hearing from people who played it on the show floor, that was actually my second game because I played it in the first round. That was only my second game on the new code of Star Trek, but I was aware of like some of the modes that had like a really good galactic away team, right? The galactic modes. Yeah. So, in that first round, I kind of liked, Prime Directive galactic mode, shooting it up into the jet bumpers, and I did well the first time around. And then against Robert, I tried doing the same strategy, Prime Directive, and I just could not hit the away team, and I lost my first two balls kind of trying to do that. So going into ball three, I mean, both of us had, I think, like sub 4 million scores because there's no ball saves, and, the tilt was pretty tight. And, going to the last balls, I was telling Josh, like, I'm too far away from trying to go for vengeance. I don't even have any lock slid on the Klingon battle, so I'm going to try to start Klingon battle, galactic mode, and just ramp out just to put something against the wall, just to have like a decent score. And I actually executed that pretty well.
You did it. Didn't you get up in like the 15 million range or something like that?
Yeah, I think
maybe 19, 16,
17,
17, yeah, somewhere
17
there.
18. So, I mean, it wasn't terrible. The thing that really hurts was while I was playing and, a couple missed shots, I actually opened up Vengeance. Had definitely one shot at it, maybe two, and it just didn't quite get in there.
Yeah.
And then I drained, and then I had to watch Robert, have a crazy double danger save that didn't tilt, and then him just doing some poor decision making while he was in Vengeance multi-ball, not doubling up his kill shot. It was the most excruciating game that I had to watch somebody beat me.
Now, knowing that Robert does listen to the show, I say well played, Robert Gagno, is what I say. Well played with whatever.
Probably in his head, he was probably like, you know what I want to do is beat to Zach's score as slow as possible because he knows it's just waiting to happen. So he's just going to take an hour to get 15 million points.
No, he played great. He deserved it. The thing that I really could use help on was, Josh or Keith playing just a hair better on Adam's Family. And then
certainly me, I had like 2 million or something ridiculous.
But no, I had the opportunity. It doesn't always work out.
Us being in the same group sucked.
Us being in the same group sucked.
For you guys, yes.
Yes. For us, yes.
Now, afterwards, were you more upset with your play on Star Trek, or were you thinking, why did I choose Star Trek?
Oh, no. I would not regret the decision of choosing Star Trek. No, just upset I didn't. I think I would have been better if I had started Vengeance Multi-Ball, crapped out, and lost. I hate leaving stuff lit, especially when it's just that low-hanging fruit right there in front of you. So that was painful, but no regrets.
I think that's a pretty good story there, because going into Pinburg, a lot of people are going to go up to these machines that they don't know that well, and they're going to decide on a strategy on ball one, and they're going to fail. And they're going to hang on to that strategy on ball two, and they're going to fail again. And they're going to be faced with, do I throw the third ball into this failing strategy, or do I just shoot at something else? What would you say to me if I just get random game, whatever it might be, TX sector, and I think I'm going to shoot this left shot, and I just can't hit it after 2 balls? Should I keep trying? Because I now have some stats to go off of, either late or early, or should I just try and get something else and get some points up?
I think it depends on, your opponent's scores and, what's available to you. I mean, obviously, if you're not hitting a shot multiple times across 2 balls, maybe try to shoot something else. And, maybe you'll get the feel of the game a little better and, make that shot after you shoot something else.
Do you guys despise being the first person to tilt on these games at Pinburg where you're on these random banks, or are you okay with maybe pushing the limits to try and get the edge there?
If you have a crappy ball one, you better be learning how much you can nudge it
without tilting through and DQing yourself.
But I mean, knowing where that limit is and doing anything you can to gain that data is humongous.
Something came up. I had a little bit of a run-in with a spectator at a tournament.
With a child?
Come on now. Video evidence proves that I was innocent. Thank you. But I think the greater conversation here about that situation that needs to be brought up is the space around players in tournaments. Should we have lines on the floor? Should we all just create a bubble? And what is the etiquette if someone does get too close? I was seeing this at our local tournament last week, where there was just one younger player who, I think it was his first tournament, and he thought, I'm going to get right up next to this game and look at it from this angle. And it was very distracting. What is the, what should we do about that?
Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have chairs, ropes around games.
Yeah, I think it
big
was
signs saying "Don't enter."
The last time that I went to Louisville.
Yeah,
It was
Louisville.
like-
A little kid threw a ball like in the middle of my.
we literally, it was like, all right, let's do this, create this chair obstruction. Nope, people are finding their way through that. All right, let's have John Replogle sit and block, 12 square feet of space. No, people will climb over him in order to get to these games.
Yeah,
I think it's just one of those things where,
it's tough.
like, yeah, it'd be nice to have a line, but ultimately it doesn't matter for non-tournament people at shows. Like, I mean, shows are all about people that think all these games are available all the time for anyone. So they're just going to come and walk up and play, especially when there's like a game. Like if there's a person waiting to have a score taken down, it's like, oh, nobody's playing that game. Let me go walk up and play that game.
Let me hit start button, and then you have like 8 people frantically screaming no.
Yeah.
I think as far as like etiquette for tournament players, like when you're at Pinburg, I don't know how I doubt they're going to have lines on the ground, but because that would take like 4 days just to put all the lines on the ground
kidding.
with all those games. But like, just be cognizant of, like, if a player asks you to step back, just step back. And I find that most players, like, if you're in their peripheral vision or whatever, they'll even trap up before they plunge. They'll just sort of give you, like, a little smile and nod. Yorian has a really nice smile and nod of, like, get the F out of my peripheral vision, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you in a bigger tournament?
Nah, I mean, Zach and I, we sort of play. We've grown up playing basketball rules when we play with each other, so it's like pretty much heckling and anything goes without actually touching the person. So like, I never get flustered in terms of like, oh my god, this person's in my line of sight or whatever. I could less
Same.
personally,
Yep, same.
but can totally understand where people do care.
Josh, you may know this. What's the biggest first prize, cash prize that's ever been given out in any pinball tournament? I had somebody ask me that in an email.
I think it was Papa 10.
No, isn't it the super shooter? Is that, I mean, a brand new car or whatever?
Yeah, no, but didn't, maybe. So maybe the Super Shooter, where they gave out like a Nissan,
$15,000 car. Or
yeah,
whatever.
back in the 80s or whatever.
$20,000 car.
But there was one Papa where Kevin bumped up the first place prize money. I want to say it was Papa 10.
Do you know how much that was?
Maybe 12.
12. So
12.
first place A division at Pinburg is $15,000.
Woo! Honeymoon.
Sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah.
That's 60,000 diapers.
Do you guys do any prep for this tournament? I can't imagine you do. What do you do? How do you prep for this?
We have league finals on Saturday.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I watch all of my losses, so I'll rewatch that Star Trek game.
No, you
over
don't.
and over
You do
and
not.
over. No, I'm just joking.
I don't believe that for a second. Zach, did you hear Josh and I have a conversation about where we actually physically look at the game when we flip the ball?
Yes, I love that.
Okay, so
'Cause,
that sparked a bunch of conversation. Can you please weigh in on where your eyes are when you're flipping the ball? Seems so basic, but it's interesting.
It's funny because I had that same question asked to me by Adam Lefkoff. I think it was on Tron. He was just saying, like, how are you so good at hitting the end of line shot? Are you hitting it like at the end of the flipper? Is it like a timing thing? And for me, it's just feel. I can't really describe it. I don't like look right at the flipper, but I kind of look at the flipper. I kind of look at my target shot. I kind of lift my hand off the flipper button and I kind of just hit it. I don't time it. Like I'm not like having like a weird internal clock of like, all right, it's that button to when I press it again.
Was that one Mississippi?
Yeah.
That
I
makes
mean,
me
even
crazy,
Josh-
though, to even hear that you sort of look at your target, because I just think I would look at my target and the ball would roll off the end of the flipper.
Yeah,
Well,
Josh.
what's like when you're putting? Are you supposed to look halfway between your? I don't even know what I do when I putt. I think I pick something that I'm aiming for in between, like halfway in between the hole.
But when you
and-
actually make contact with the ball, you surely are
I'm
looking
totally
at the
looking at the
ball.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because even my putting aim and style is really unique. I actually, I crouch down, I line up my putter where, I'm reading the greens. So, I'm lining up my putter the way I want to hit the ball. And when I stand up, it's funny. If you look at my club head, it moves. So it's like you think like, well, that was worthless, but I move it right back to where I had it lined up. And
he's a really good putter.
I'm a really good putter. It's like it actually saves my golf games. So I don't know.
That's funny. Any insight on the sharp shirt wipe that I see both of you do? And I know other players do it too, but you guys were some of the first people that I noticed really dig that t-shirt up and out onto the glass and on the lock bar, and really, I guess are you just cleaning sweat off, or just is it habit now?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's more, for me, just more like habit of like just starting a ball. Like there's just a lot of stuff that I do just out of habit of like, all right, go up, get comfortable.
It's habit, but like habit routine, but also for me wiping off like the sweat of somebody else, and it's like also wiping off the sweat on my hands. The funny thing that I see people do, and this is like with the towel, they wipe the whole lockdown bar, which is to me is kind of funny because you're never really touching the middle of the bar, the lockdown bar. So if you see me, I don't wipe the middle of the lockdown bar. I only wipe like the right side flipper button, kind of step back, go around, wipe the other side, where I see like other people wipe the full lockdown bar, which, you know, to each their own.
Spray the glass down.
Yeah.
We need sponsored towels, I think. I just imagine all these stretched out t-shirts in your guys' closets. Okay, so Josh, let's touch on some IFPA business that you made sure to mention before we got on the air. King of the Ring.
Yes.
So we've kicked off King of the Ring.
We have.
Talk to me about King of the Ring, where it came from, how it was born, and how it's going so far.
So far, so good. So King of the Ring is sort of the first attempt at a global tournament held worldwide, sponsored by the manufacturer of said game.
And this is based around only WrestleMania. We're talking about WWE WrestleMania,
yep.
Stern WrestleMania.
WrestleMania Pro and LE, both available.
And how many locations are participating?
Right now, I'm pulling it up. Let's see, 3, right,
nice.
7, 8. 10 tournaments that are on the list right now, so far. And the leader in the clubhouse is Jason Scheffelmeyer from Kansas City with $107 million.
Wait, does Papa own a WWE? Is it going to be a Pinball?
They do not.
Oh.
They do not.
They do not.
But, I mean, what's really cool is, like, so the first place person's from Kansas City, the second place person is from Australia. So it's just really interesting, and talking to Stern about it, and this is something I've been pitching for a while to any manufacturer that would be willing to, let us, especially the manufacturers. I guess right now Highway's a sponsor and Jack's a sponsor and Stern's our biggest sponsor, but allowing us to do the back end and all this logistical work, getting some promotion for, your new game, and allowing sort of the competitive aspect of that game to maybe make it something that opens the eyes to people. I think like it would have been great for Mustang, that I think has really gained a lot of traction through the tournament scene. And the game was sort of poo-pooed Popeye style before the tournament players really took hold of it. And I think, I honestly still haven't played enough WWE to even form an opinion on it. But
that's all right. We're only reviewing it for Playmeter right now.
That was my next question.
While we were waiting for you to call, Zach's like, let's start jotting down WWE notes. So I'm like, okay, man, well, I think you played one more game than I have on it. Let me know what's good. But, the ability to like have the whole world participate at the same time and have distributors, pushing down to operators to maybe like get a game on a location because the $500 prize and the kick-ass trophy and the WWE tickets, that the WWE guys are giving away in the campaign. It's just really cool, and it doesn't cost the players anything.
And you're comfortable with the idea of firmware code updates not mattering, LE versus Pro not mattering. You're comfortable with just we're doing this for the fun of it. Top score doesn't matter.
Correct. I'm comfortable making this as close to everyone that wants their online tournament scoreboard and how meaningless that is. This is sort of the first attempt at a quote unquote online, networked high score. And the one thing that we're doing, at least, is we're tying them into IFPA endorsed events. So if, like, Expo comes along this year and Trent puts the WWE in the tournament bank, the hope is he's not only running, this King of the Ring side thing that's going on, but because he's like running Flip Out, he won't set it up, poorly to try to allow really high scores on WWE because he has the integrity of his actual event that's going on. So that's sort of like, in my mind, that was my pitch to Stern, and everyone that's talked to me about it. That's like, you realize this is just going to be complete crap and garbage, right? And it's like, well, we're not letting people just rack up scores in their basement. It has to be in a public venue or like show, and it has to be a part of a tournament that already exists. So hopefully that's enough, and by the end of December, we'll see if the WWE tournaments get hot and heavy in December with no tilts being set and 60-second ball savers and whatever else.
And John Smith from Utah wins.
Wait, hey man.
He's good.
So early, I know you said you haven't played a lot of it. What are your early thoughts, both you guys, on WrestleMania?
Zach?
Josh?
I think the bonus is cool.
I think the bonus is cool.
Like, I think obviously the ring action there's too much ring action, and the novelty wears off, and then it's like, okay, great, but all the scoring is up there. There's a lot of scoring that's up there, so you really are busy trying to shoot it back up to the top as much as you can. So, that's we were just talking about it in one of our we try to not list cons in our con section without offering a suggestion on how we would improve that, so we're not just poo-pooing. And it brought up sort of what happened with Family Guy, which was people would just play on the upper play field, and instead of going for Stewie multi-ball, people would just shoot the orbits over and over again for an hour and score 150,000 points per shot and win.
Or even trying to get to Stewie multi-ball,
Right.
stay up there for 20 minutes, shooting the lowest ramp, trying to finish it or something. And
So I think, putting something on a timer up there where, there's sort of, you make it you amp up the intensity of the moment of being up there. I think there's something that can make it cool and fun. Sort of like, you look at the power field on Twilight, which I love. Can you imagine if there was no timer on that?
And you just sat up there all day long?
Yeah, it would totally suck.
and every time you shoot the power ramp, it goes into the power play field.
So it would have been
There's ways
nice.
it could be
It would have been
better.
nice if there was a diverter up there that would avoid the ring.
Well, I think, is there like a blocker where it can
I-
just drop down?
I think it's
don't
only
know.
on the LE. I don't even know. We need to do our research. But something like people have taken mini playfields and made quote unquote crappy novelty mini playfields extremely entertaining. And I think the power field is like one of my favorites. You get 8 seconds of flipping like crazy. You're trying to get either score the goal or get scored on, or it times out, and it makes for a really awesome moment.
Agreed. So have you guys put any time on Kiss?
Launch party,
The launch
One
party,
game?
2 games, 3 games.
I mean, it's so early on that. What are your just first impressions on the layout?
Fun to shoot.
Yeah, John
Felt fun.
John Borg doing his thing.
Yeah. It looks great.
It does. It's a good looking game.
You get your Kairos swordsman area, and
Which I don't think I shot it once.
the shots feel nice. The sort of the path that they have for where the rules are going to go, I think, is going to be, good. Whether it's like mind blowing, awesome, it's still way too early to tell.
We're about
Incomplete.
Early days, very early days. We're about halfway through the year. We are halfway through the year, aren't we? Jeez. And that puts us about halfway through the season for the state championship series. How's it going this year? Are we seeing growth? Anything standing out to you?
We are seeing insane growth, and I was meandering, so I'm glad we lost the first take.
We don't lose takes. We make
don't lose
edits.
takes here.
We make
That's right.
edits.
We are nearly at the total player count from last year, only 6 months into this year.
Wow!
So,
Wow!
needless to say, it's bonkers crazy, which is good. And there's a couple of new states that have also. I think we're up to 35 states this year, and I think there were 31 last year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we're talking about 560 finalists that'll be playing in February across, the country on SCS final day. And I know just seeing what that does to, Facebook and all the feeds of all the tournaments all going on at the same time. It's like
It's awesome.
really a magical moment that I had no idea was going to be that way. But yeah, it's amazing. You get everyone playing at the same time, and of course, if they're talking about what they're doing that day, there's a lot of people playing pinball that day.
Okay, so
Where are you in your race to a state?
I was actually, I'm nowhere. I'm playing mostly in California, which doesn't help my.
Your harbor town.
Yeah. So, but right now, I was actually going to look at Zach's, because Zach is now number 1 in Kentucky, number 3 in Illinois, 3 in Nevada, number 7 in California. Get out of my state. And number 12 in Pennsylvania.
Well, hopefully I can up that in a few weeks.
Yeah, let's see where I am. I don't even know. I am.
You need to have one of your East Coast business trips in the right state.
I'm 45th in Georgia. That is currently my best spot. 51st in Texas, 251 in Wisconsin, 324 California, 930 in New York.
All right.
Yeah, I got some work to do.
You got to play some Super League, brother.
I need to get to Vermont is what I need to do.
Or Rhode Island, I think, is a new state this year.
Oh, I got to look into that. Yeah, I think that is going to be a big thing and going to get bigger every year. It was neat. You're right. Everyone was playing on the same day. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's definitely like, obviously the rankings and what we do and the World Championship we run. I think after the first year of the SES, it was like, holy crap, this is going to be the biggest thing that we have going on year after year, without a doubt.
Are you hearing reports from out in the world of leagues getting too filled? I hear a lot of wait lists. I see that come up a lot. Do you think that that's actually a problem in some areas?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a wait list on our Chicago league for
That's a good problem.
20 years. Yeah, it's a good problem and a bad problem. I think, like, the shift, like, for us, it's we do it in people's houses, so it's a space issue.
Yep.
And I think the goal now of seeing, like, the barcades happen and whatever else, like, the ability to get back out into public location allow for the ability to have, like, a way higher player count, because you're not really worried about strangers being in your house or whatever, and having, like, my wife, it's like, we're not having 40 people over here. Are you crazy? So we can go over to GameWorks and it's like, have 60 players show up, 70, 80, 90, like, bring it on. It doesn't matter. So hopefully the shift starts going back that way, where there's at least, like in Chicago, if someone can't join the Chicago League because we're full and we've been full for a decade, there's other places to play, and maybe you get motivated to start your own. And we've seen that with, like, monthly tournaments and leagues all over the city, everywhere. There's so many that I don't even go to. There's more that I don't even know exist that are out there. That what did we have? We had the last GameWorks night. There was, like, some other charity tournament going on in the city. So a bunch of people that normally showed up to the GameWorks monthly, texted me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we're not coming out. We're at the Logan event." And I'm like, "Logan event? What are you talking about?" So people are finding a way to get stuff started. And I think, sort of, especially with the state points stuff, like, people are needing to find a way to get their points somehow. So it's a motivating tool for them to get something started, which is great.
I had I don't remember if we addressed this on a previous episode. Did we talk about the District of Columbia?
We did not.
Did not. So I had an email from someone in D.C. asking me to ask you, can I put a good word in for D.C. to be an honorary state? They feel like they've done enough. They have their own scene. They don't want to be split into Maryland and Virginia. What say you to Washington, D.C.?
I say that Washington, D.C. is not a state. Correct? Can we all agree on that? The three of us that are on this call right now? Washington, D.C., not a state?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, with that understanding, we have created the DCS, which is separate from the SCS. It's held on the same day as the SCS final, and the winner of the DCS also gets a spot in the U.S. National Championship. So, pretty much, they're quote-unquote in for this year. It's just not officially a part of the SCS. Sort of like the way that Canada still feeds the U.S. Nationals, so we can have Robert win it every year.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, Canada's in the PCS, so they have their provincial series. So, DC is in. they're just not in.
Was that new for this year, or did that happen last year too?
That was new for this year.
New for this year.
We had a bunch of people in that area that were like, hey, same argument. And it's like, yeah, no, the argument makes perfect sense. And we filled it about the best way that we could.
Excellent. Let's see. I had an email asking, with your father's history, and this is a great question for both of you, have either of you tried, attempted, or thought about working in pinball directly?
Easy for me, no.
No.
I certainly, like, back in the day, I missed a spring break trip with my friends to pitch a pinball design to Gary Stern that I did on Loser. It was so, like,
Sorry.
you look back at it now and it's just so stupid. I think I still have, like, the full Mylar drawing and rule sheet that I wrote up. And I'm sure, like, I think I was either a freshman or a sophomore in college.
And had no girlfriend.
And spent a lot of time by myself, guys. I'm sure my dad made a phone call to Gary of, like, just humor my effing son and have him just come in and smile and nod at him. And I totally, like, Gary sat at the desk, in the conference room with Gary and a couple of the designers. I don't know if Borgie was in there, but, like, laid out my Mylar and gave my presentation, and everything was so great. And
then they totally ripped it off on The Walking Dead. I mean,
it was just...
So it's your fault for the pop bumper feed?
Yeah, what a giant waste of time for an 18-year-old to, like, think that he could do anything substantial.
Do you think they laughed at you when you left?
Oh, absolutely. I hope so. Like being 35 now, like, I hope they did. And I'll even joke with the programmers who I'm friends with now, and I would come in and, like, shoot them an email or talk to them about, like, rule suggestions or whatever. And I recently had to apologize to Lonnie Ropp because I was like, dude, for years I'd come in and I'd write you an email about, this rule suggestion, not realizing that what I just told you to do was, like, delete your 8 months of work. And then what I want you to do is go ahead and put something in that's going to take, like, 4 months to write. So I can imagine him listening to, like, reading my comments of just like, what an asshole. and I totally, like, I see it now, and I see it from, the side of, with the raw thrills business that we're in, that, like, everything takes way more time than anyone can possibly think it takes. And, changing something, and you see it on Pinside with, like, it would be cool as if they just added this one little quick thing to AC/DC. And it's like, yeah, that thing requires implementation, review, testing, blah, 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 and it goes from there. And, it's just been funny, sort of. I've gained a lot of respect for the people that do the work, before I tell them that their work sucks. Now, that's the difference. They have my respect before I poo-poo on them.
What could the average tournament use to be a little bit better? Like, if you could just give everyone a little bit of an advice, like, hey, do this for your tournament, you're going to be happier, players are going to be happier, it's going to be a better experience. What would you say to them?
I think for me, like, our switch for GameWorks is, especially if you have an area where, like, you have a small group of really good players and then a group of, like, really casual players, we switched from, like, a single elimination bracket tournament to a, like, giant popper run style, like, play every game once and get your scores ranked. And that's been nice for people like my old boss that will come and play once a month. And under the old system, she would come, she'd get her Brackalope assigned first match, she would lose, she'd be out. And then she would hang out with me, while we drink a beer, but she really played pinball for, like, 80 seconds.
I'm having a moment here because I don't remember if you told that story on my show or one of the 5 other pinball podcasts you did in the last month. I can't remember.
I can't either. I start rolling and the stories all blend together.
I'm just kidding. What would you say, Zach? What would you say has been something good you've seen in tournaments versus something maybe bad you've seen?
Not to repeat what Josh said, I think...
Say exactly what I just said.
But exactly what he just said. No, I would say a lot of tournaments in general are just getting more tight. Like, just run more smoothly, more professional. I think technology has been a huge boon. I mean, you see tournaments everywhere with tablets and iPhones, submitting scores, stuff on the web with, live standings. And I just remember back in the day, helping Trent in Expo, staying up until 2 a.m., manually entering in scores. And then somebody, would say, wait, where's my score on X-Men? And it's like, oh my God, we have to go through 20 pages of handwritten chicken scratch. So I would say technology has been huge. Not to mention all the streaming, live coverage, commentary.
Do you guys watch that stuff? Do you guys log in and watch the streaming tournament shows that you're not at?
It depends. For me, I love if they get uploaded to YouTube, I will download them and then just watch it on my commute to and from work.
You're on a train, I hope.
Yes, yes.
No, man, you can't text.
No,
it's like how text in Chicago.
It's like how I aim. It's like how I aim. With my shots in pinball, I drive while I'm watching, and it's all good.
We have found the secret.
I watch a lot more now because I'm usually not at the event because I'm home with the kids. But
watching me,
I'll usually end up watching Zach or I'll watch California Extreme this weekend, and typically my son doesn't mind sitting down and watching it with me, which definitely helps. And Amanda usually gives me a good amount of Sunday to sit and you can have it on in the background and not be sitting and vegging on the couch for the entire day. But it's fun. It's fun to watch, the action if you're that big of a geek. And I totally am that big of a geek.
We are. Okay, I'll leave you guys with this. Who's going to win Pinburg?
I am.
My dad is.
Oh, yeah. That would be awesome. Yeah, what's the sharp line?
Well, considering neither of us win majors, it's
That's
probably
true.
800 to 1 for us.
Interesting.
I always plan on it.
Yep.
Always plan on it. And if I lose, it won't be my fault. I'll tell you that.
I'm sure it won't be.
Some random thing that happened that was completely out of my control.
As long as it's not a painful tiebreaker for myself, I think I can survive.
What were you called your game and everything? Okay.
Yeah.
That you own. That's all right. Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on tonight. That's a lot of fun. I'll see you in, a couple weeks? It's coming up quick.
we got our seminar. Load up the questions.
Oh, yeah. Well, I kept all the good stuff for the live seminar at the Replay FX festival. The place is going to be crazy.
They're nuts.
It's funny because, I'll text with Mark and you can remind him that he's absolutely crazy. But, I've started picturing what it's going to be like in my mind, knowing that it's not going to be whatever it is in my mind, but I'm running out of time to be able to picture it, so it'll be nice to actually have reality.
I'm telling you, I'm a big visual guy. When I played sports, when I played golf courses, I'm terrible on a golf course I've never been to, but if I can picture it ahead of time, it's good. And this is throwing me.
It's going to be a fun weekend, birthday weekend for you and birthday weekend for our dad.
Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. I look forward to it. I can't wait. And until we get you guys back on, enjoy it.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
There you have it. Episode 179 of Coast to Coast Pinball is in the books. There's no books. It's all on a computer. So, for those of you stuck with us till the end, I want to remind you that I have a pair of Bare Naked Lady tickets available for any of the remaining shows of their tour. I have a nice handful of entries that I'll be drawing from randomly before the week is over. So, look at see where they're playing. If you can make it, let me know. What else do I got? One of the interviews that I've been trying to snag, and by trying I mean, just hoping it would happen without trying. I think is going to happen soon enough, so that's good. So things are happening. I guess that's all I got. I may not get another show out before I go to Alaska, and I certainly won't get any shows while I'm in Alaska. So either I'll talk to you in the next 48 hours for episode 180, friendly listener, or I'll talk to you in a week and a half. So we'll see. Thank you guys for listening. You guys on Pinside are ridiculous with the thread. Thank you. Stop it. I just appreciate you listening to the show. That's what matters to me. Until we speak again, enjoy yourselves and take care.
Yo.
Oh, nice people, but please get out of my house already.
Yeah, Zach.
Please.
Zach's like, if Nate, when you said 2 more minutes, Zach's like 20 or 2.
If it was 20, I was out of here.
I thought they were leaving, and then I hear a pinball machine start, and I'm like, what is happening?